Even if you're not an electrician, you probably know that electrical wires are made from copper. However, you may have also heard of aluminum wiring, and you may have even heard that it can be dangerous. However, most people don't actually know the implications of aluminum wiring, like why is it dangerous to begin with, how can it be remedied, and that most insurance companies won't insure homes with original aluminum wiring in them. So in this video, we are going to teach you everything that you need to know about aluminum wiring. And if you get any value out of this video or you like this kind of content, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. So why is aluminum wiring dangerous? Well, compared to copper, aluminum wiring poses an increased risk of a fire hazard, and the actual fire hazard risk comes at the point of connection to things like an outlet or a light switch. As electricity flows, the aluminum wiring heats and cools, and when it does so, it expands and it contracts, which can cause the connections to become loose, and that's what actually creates the hazard of a fire with aluminum wiring. So when was aluminum wiring used in homes, and what age homes are you going to see aluminum wiring in? Aluminum wiring was used in Ontario for building homes between the 1970s and the 1980s. So if you're looking for homes in the GTA area and you've seen homes from this era that haven't been updated, it's likely that you've been in or seen some homes that have aluminum wiring. And the reason builders started using aluminum wire in the 70s is because it was seen as a cheaper alternative to copper wiring. So even though it wasn't as good a conductor as copper and the wires actually had to be thicker than copper, it was still a cheaper option. So how can you identify aluminum wiring? Well, there's a couple of different ways to do so, and the first is by just looking at it. So all wiring is required to be labeled on the outer jacket of the wire, which is just the rubber connecting the metal part of the wire. So you can look for the word aluminum, which is often on these old aluminum wires, or sometimes they used AL, which is the abbreviation for aluminum. And you can typically find exposed wires to look for this in unfinished parts of a home, like a basement, or by the electrical panel. You can often see wires running in and out to the breakers. The second way to identify aluminum wiring is through a home inspection. If you have a home inspector into a home you're considering purchasing, they will actually open up the panel and they'll be able to see if there is aluminum wiring in the home, and it will be documented in the home inspection report as well. And the third way to identify aluminum wiring is if there's any evidence of electrical problems. So if there's any burnt insulation near the electrical panel or connections like an outlet or a light switch, this could be evidence that there is aluminum wiring in the home. So how can you remedy aluminum wiring? Well, there's a couple of options here. The first option is to replace all the wiring in your home. And for obvious reasons, this is the most expensive and time-consuming option because you'll need to cut open holes in the walls, the ceiling of your home, remove and replace all the wiring, and all of the damage and openings will have to be patched back up and closed again. Thankfully, insurance companies don't actually require you to replace all the aluminum wiring in your home because there's another option that's called pigtailing. Aluminum wiring itself is actually a perfectly capable conductor of electricity. The issue occurs when the aluminum wires are connected to connectors such as outlets, and that's where pigtailing comes in. With this method, rather than having aluminum wires make the connection, they'll actually add a short piece of copper between the outlet, for example, and the aluminum wiring, which basically eliminates the increased risk of fire hazard and satisfies the insurance company's needs. And this remedy option of pigtailing is much more affordable and less time consuming than replacing all the wires in your home. And like I said, it also satisfies what the insurance companies need from a safety standpoint. So you can actually have aluminum wiring in the home, but as long as it's been pigtailed at the connections, you're good to go for insurance. And finally, should you let aluminum wiring affect your decision to purchase a home? Well, the short answer is no. Personally, I would not let aluminum wiring affect your decision to purchase a home. In any home with aluminum wiring, it poses a potential hazard, but it's not something to panic about. Aluminum wiring can be replaced, it can be remedied, so as long as you understand what you would need to do to fix it and how much it would cost, I think you can make an educated decision on whether or not you should purchase a specific home containing aluminum wiring. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, whether it's about aluminum wiring or real estate in the GTA, let me know. We're here to help. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.